No, that's good. Are you ready, Darlene?
I'm ready.
Oh, she's not going to be here?
No, she's hosting the call. All ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If you would stand and join me in the pledge of the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Kathy Bennett, are you on?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, I just want to thank the folks from Williamson for appearing tonight to answer some questions that the town has. So, it's my understanding that the town switched over to Williamson Law as its financial software program. They made the decision in 2022, I think, and the switchover happened sometime after that. And since then, there's been some difficulty in getting financials in a timely fashion. We have the comptroller's office doing a review now of the town as a follow-up to a previous review. And I really just think, the town needs to understand sort of firsthand what happened with the switchover and what Williamson is doing now to help the town, hopefully correct this situation and start to move forward in the right direction. So just wanted to preface this meeting tonight with that. And then I think what we'll do, unless someone from Williamson wants to, say something before I turn it over to the town board members to let them ask whatever questions they have in mind for tonight.
Okay, let's start with them asking questions. I think would be the best way, and then maybe we can address everything with those questions.
Okay, great.
Oh, by the way, it's Greg Truico and Kathy Bennett here.
Can they talk
And can you
loud?
just, so what are your positions with Williamson? Just, that
Ask
might
if they
be
can
helpful.
speak. The Williamson can speak up.
I am the president of the company, and Kathy is the sales manager of the company.
Okay, thank you.
Greg and Kathy, if possible, can you guys speak up?
Sure. Can you hear us better? There. Is that louder?
It's a little bit. It's still pretty weak. Kathy Bennett, can you make sure you record this?
We can't get it to work. I know we can't get
Yeah,
it
I'll
to work.
record it.
Thank you.
We can't, unfortunately, increase it any more than what we have.
Recording in progress.
Okay. I heard that very clearly. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Who'd like
We'll
to
try
start
and
off?
talk loudly so that make sure everybody can hear.
You have any questions, Jeff?
No, this time.
Steve?
I don't know what you say, what they say.
Okay.
They're waiting for our questions.
Yeah, that's what they said they were.
Where's the speaker?
Could you start with just explaining to us when the conversion happened in January of '23? What happened there that created our accounts to be off, I'll say?
There was crosstalk when you asked the question. Did you ask it again?
Yes.
Can you hear that?
When we converted over to Williamson in 2023, there seemed to have been some error in the conversion over. Could you explain what that was?
All I can explain is that the only numbers we get are from your people. So all we can do is take the numbers that were given us and put them into the program. That's all I can tell you on that.
Yes, but I'm not sure that we're disputing the numbers, but it's my understanding that the accounts that those numbers got put into were not correct.
from my notes, there was something regarding your old system that you had, who had identical account numbers as of the state comptroller's account code, which our program uses the state comptroller's account code. And there was the same numbered account codes in your previous system that ended up not being the same account code as what that number represents out of the state comptroller's account code guide sheet.
So you're saying that our chart of accounts was incorrect?
I'm saying that I have a note here that Miranda just found this spring that there were, the chart of accounts within your previous system did not follow the chart of accounts of the state comptroller.
Okay. So therefore, when you put the numbers into Williamson, did you put them in to the correct accounts like they should have been, or you just mapped exactly the way the information you received?
We mapped it. It was the exact same account code as the state comptroller. We put the number in, but evidently the meaning behind that account code in your previous system meant something different. So the numbers ended up not being correct.
Okay. So
are you saying that the accounts were mislabeled?
Bear with us 1 second here. Go ahead, why don't you read that, see what they do.
Okay, on November 16th of 2023, 11:18 a.m., I emailed Scott. Good morning, Scott. Attached is a letter referring to the transition to WLV municipal accounting from KBS. Williamson follows the New York State Comptroller's guidelines for New York State fund accounting in utilizing state account codes and their use as directed. Evidently, KBS's 200 account was utilized and behaved differently than how the comptroller's guide for 200 accounts would have it work. Miranda's successful detective work helped to identify this discrepancy. Best wishes, me.
okay, so what you're saying is, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
We have a much more comprehensive description of what that's done, but we don't want to read it right now. We're glad to send it to you.
Two-page letter signed by Nick, one of our support people, with what has happened with the A200, A201, and A230. So, not knowing, we just gave, the 200 fund, we put the 200 fund in our 200 fund, but the numbers that made up that 200 fund in KBS came from different places.
From where it should have come. But we'll be glad to send that to you so you can examine it fully.
Well, Scott has it, yeah.
Scott has it, okay.
So I'm sorry, how many accounts did you say were affected? 3?
I don't know. We're not accountants. I'm taking this from notes. We are not accountants. Let's see. Where should I start reading here?
It looks like it's the 200 account.
Yeah, this whole thing from Nick is about the A200 account.
Again, we're not the accountant, but we can get you that information.
Okay, so really this This was not a conversion issue where Williamson put something somewhere it didn't belong. The information that was being used maybe wasn't in the correct accounts to start with. So when you moved it into Williamson and used the New York State chart of accounts, now there are things in those accounts that really probably belong somewhere else. So the correction of this, okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I don't interrupt, I'm sorry. I believe that has been corrected too, hasn't it? With 200 accounts?
Yeah, Miranda did something, in November 16th is when this was sent.
Yeah, so it was a while ago that was corrected.
November of 23.
So as of November of 23, you believe that our issues with the conversion were corrected?
We believe so, but we don't enter your data.
I know,
So we just provide software. We have no idea what data is being entered into the system. Now, as of January 1st of this year, I have assigned it to one of our top accounting people, a specialist, not accountant, but accounting specialist. And he's been going through from January 1st up until now, and believes that everything is very accurate and to the penny. And we expect that the board will have all the reports they need very quickly, or should at least.
Okay, could you just explain to me maybe, what is the process? You have a revenue journal, an expenditure journal, everything has to be in for the month into those individual journals, and then everything is closed at the end? And then everything posts to the general ledger?
After it's closed, and then it gets posted, but not until it's closed. Now, once it's closed, you cannot go back and change things. You can make a journal entry to correct any things that need to be corrected.
So that you can make a change, you just can't do it through the revenue or expense journal. You have to do it through a journal voucher.
Once the month is closed, yes, because that,
journal entry.
Yeah, yeah.
journal entry, yes. That allows the audit trail, yes.
Okay, so,
That way you can change the previous month after the board has approved the month.
okay, so I just want to confirm. So what you're saying is, after, let's say we close July, we're in the first week of August, we realize we had an error in July that needs to be corrected. We can make a journal entry back into July to make that correction so that the July books.
Make a journal entry
Okay.
in August, but state that this is a journal entry to correct an error in July's error.
Okay, so,
Today's date, you're making
okay,
an entry.
so you don't have prior period. Okay, so you can,
It's not an uncommon thing.
yep. So corrections are made in the current month. Once it's closed, and there's no going back.
That's correct.
Okay,
Correct.
And that's to keep the audit trail solid.
okay. And would that be the same thing for year end? You have to keep the books open until the audit is done, and then any audit entries are made, and then you can close the year?
And what we do is we call it a soft closing, actually.
Okay,
And you're correct. What happens is that the book's closed, but it's open in case you have to make any adjustments from your auditors or from your account to make any adjustments they need to make, and then the books are closed. And the year is closed.
okay,
But unfortunately, you can't close on or December 31st and start January 1st. There's always going to be a lag time there because it's a busy time of the year for you.
right. So can you have multiple, so if you're still working in July, can you start entering information into the revenue or expense journal into August? Or no, you have to wait until the month is closed?
No, you can enter information in.
Okay,
Not into, no, you can create the abstract
Yes.
for the next month. You can create abstracts as many months as you want, but until you close the journal and close the abstract of the journal, that's what has to be done.
But you can continue to pay bills, in other words.
Yes.
Even though the month is not closed yet. Let's say 2 weeks into August and the month is not closed, life goes on, you can continue to pay your bills long as you need to, actually.
Okay, and then when you close, it's driven by date, is what you're telling me. So we have July open, but Miranda needs to pay bills for August. She can continue to do that in August.
Correct.
And then we close July based on the date, and then, but she can't close August until July is closed. Every month has to be closed prior.
Correct, yeah.
Okay,
And what happens too sometimes is that bills will come in after the 31st of July.
yep,
That should be logged in on July. So that's why usually there's a lag period before you end up closing the month.
okay. And the same with cash. She can record cash into the revenue journal, but she can't close that one until the previous month is closed.
Correct.
Okay. And can you explain to me do you have a bank reconciliation module in Williamson?
Yes,
Check reconciliation.
it's a check reconciliation.
Okay, that's different than a bank reconciliation. So you just have a check reconciliation.
Correct.
Okay, so,
We don't support the program, so we don't know. Well, I know we have check reconciliation. I don't personally know what a bank reconciliation is.
so the difference is for a check reconciliation, all you're doing is determining how many outstanding checks you have. But other things hit your bank account other than just checks. You get deposits, you might do an ACH, there's other things that can happen. So in a bank reconciliation, I'm wondering, is there a place in Williamson to put the bank balance and then check off everything that happened on the bank statement, and then having Williamson spit out a report that says, here's your bank balance, here's all the adjustments, and here's your Williamson balance, and they match? It doesn't sound like you do that.
We don't have.
Okay,
Not sure.
okay,
You have to forgive us, we don't. do
that's
that.
okay.
We have our expertise that doesn't, I'd rather not make statements that are
True, because we don't.
not factual.
We know a little bit about it, but we don't know the plan.
It does sound like from the state auditor that we spoke with, that it is just a check reconciliation, that it doesn't do the whole bank, just the checks. So that would ring with what you just said. Okay, so
May I ask who is speaking?
Oh, yes,
I feel badly, we can.
yeah, I'm sorry. This is Linda Lehman. I'm a board member.
Right.
So as of now, you believe that all the balances, based on what you're being told, all the balances, and your gentleman there, I guess, has checked, you said, all of our balances seem to be correct at this point.
He's finished with January and it balances to the penny. And now it's just a matter of entering some in the check, closing the different months up until this month.
Okay. And other than the revenue and expense journals, is there anything, any other process in there? Like if you can you run a general ledger? Can Miranda run a general ledger?
Sure.
I believe so, yes.
Okay,
You can take any account and run a report on that account.
okay. And there is a revenue and expenditure report, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and and I'm assuming it will take the actual balance as of today and compare it to the budget that's input and show us a variance as to what's still left in the budget line?
Yes.
Correct, yes.
And can we compare year to year for budgeting purposes? Like, is there a report that comes out that can show us like what was spent in 22, 23, and 24, so we can see a trend for the budget when we do a budget?
That, I don't want to, I can't answer you, but I can get an answer for you, but I don't have an answer for you.
Here, I know in the budget preparation program within the accounting program, when you start working in budget, it goes back, you've got 2 previous years.
Okay.
This year to the month, if
Yeah.
it's closed out, July, you've got August, and then you're working in September, you close August, you can update those numbers with
additional program, it's part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it, yeah.
Okay, and if there was a report that they wanted for some reason, is there like a report writer there where Miranda could kind of, you know, pick a few things and run her own report, or no?
There isn't, but if she ever wanted a report that was valuable to the board, we would certainly look
We
at
can get
that.
rid of, okay,
But there are copious amount of reports in this program.
okay,
And, you know, from everything to, you know, an account number and all the activity on it.
Line item, total, everything
Yeah,
you
you know,
possibly
that
imagine.
report, I mean, there's so
Before we
many
just
reports.
ask us for it,
Yeah.
we could probably show how it's done.
okay,
Yeah, I'm sure it's in there, because it's all by month and date,
okay.
you know.
Okay, so I just basically wanted to find out what the original issue was, and that you, at this point, we seem to be on track to be able to start closing the books monthly.
Very much on track, I would say. Speaking with the person that we have signed this, he's very positive about how well it's going.
Okay. All right, that's it for me, I'm good. I don't know if anybody else has any. Thank you.
Hey, you got anything?
Got a couple of questions. Have you got a record of, how many times the town's contacted you and with any issues? Have you got a record we can have? And the
I'm
dates?
sorry, we can't hear real clearly on it.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you have any record of how many times the town has contacted you with issues?
We can get a pretty good idea of how many
We
times.
have some, you know, it depends if a call comes in, you know, we pride ourselves on our support, and usually if a call comes in, we transfer it to somebody for direct support. If everybody from that program is on the phone, we do have an in-house CRM that we will post a message to give, you know, so-and-so a call, what town, phone number, and we'll assign it to a support person. So unfortunately, if it's a direct access where, you know, any of the support people were available, it just gets transferred on and the call is being done. So, the only ones within our CRM are those when we just, took that.
We don't have an exact number, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, have you had any other issues with any other towns regarding similar issues that we have?
Never.
No.
Never?
Don't forget every time it's unique.
Yeah.
We have it.
Now, will we be,
It's also always it's transferring from one system to another. That's sometimes unavoidable.
yeah. Now, you said that you couldn't answer some of the questions because you're not privy to, you know, most of the issues. Could we talk to somebody?
Absolutely.
And actually does the accounting and knows how to enter and everything? Are we gonna be able?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pardon?
It'd be much more easier for us to do it during the day rather than
During
for
when
Kathy and I, the evening's no problem, but just
All right.
get into it. If we could do it during the day, that would be much easier on my employees. But I have no problem with that whatsoever. Or even on an individual basis, if the supervisor.
Yeah, Scott, is that you that we're speaking with?
No, this is Councilman Zelani.
Okay, Councilman. But if you want to talk on an individual basis, as long as the board agrees on it, I have no problem with that either.
Okay. And we'll, like you said, we'll have access to
actual accountant that works over there and could answer most of the questions we're looking for. So,
And we have no problem with that.
hey, but that's all I got. Thank you.
Okay.
Kathy and Greg, it's Scott. When we transferred over in '23, how was that done? Is that done electronically? You guys log into Miranda's computer and pull the numbers off?
We use Teams Viewer for support, for us to, run, no?
They gave us a report and we built the program.
Oh, yes, okay, building the program, is that what you're asking, Scott?
Yes,
We
yes.
asked for, yeah, there are certain, information we asked for, and we built the program with the numbers that are provided to us. And the first obvious one would be the, approved, budget for 2023, would be the first part of it. And then, as the final balances of each of the accounts are, derived, they'll add that in. You know, beginning of January, you've got all of your account codes from your budget, start creating your vouchers, start creating the abstract. And as we get the final balances from 22, whenever that is, then they'll put it to the program.
And if we have questions, we always go back and contact our point person.
I'm good, Lynn. You got something else?
No, I just.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. You got anything, Jeff?
Yeah, you mentioned you're pretty confident this can be done quickly. Do you know how soon?
What can be done
Be
quickly?
caught up to
Yeah,
the
yes.
that current.
Yes.
It's up to Miranda.
Yeah, I think she's in a position right now that she can do it rather quickly. And I'm talking, maybe not days, but certainly weeks.
Thank you.
Certainly in August, I would think. I'd be remiss, I'd be surprised if it wasn't in August.
It depends on the allotment of time for
Miranda,
yeah, I mean, everything's in the program, it's just going on.
She has a very solid starting base. January is closed, and to the penny, and it's just a matter of moving it forward from that.
So at this point, in your opinion, it's back in the hands of the town?
Yes,
Yes, everything, when Ted tells us that the account, that, January closed to the penny, done.
everything started out now, just has to do the catch-up work, get through, which is not as overwhelming as it sounds, because the information is already in there. It's just, there's some things that she has to do to catch up. And we'll be there at any time for her to call.
Kathy Bennett, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, Kathy and Greg, I appreciate you guys phoning in today and explaining this.
Thank you.
Kathy, you said you're good to go. You don't have anything else?
No, I'm all set, and I also appreciate you guys appearing to answer questions tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ted. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Kathy, you have anything else for the meeting?
No, I don't have anything else at this point.
Okay. I guess that's it. Is there a motion to close the meeting?
I so moved.
I think we ought to have a little talk first before we close the meeting.
Well, withdraw your motion.
Yeah, I'll take my motion back.
Okay.
Yeah, certainly if you guys want to have a discussion, about any of this, it would be an appropriate time to do so.
They were good, you know, did the best they could, but I don't think they answered a lot of the questions. They couldn't answer them, they admitted it. And, I think we need to contact somebody that, 2-on-2 like we agreed before, and, somebody that knows what's going on over there. We're not concerned. We really didn't get any answers, a couple of answers, but not like we're looking for.
I think she said that there was a 2-page, I don't know if it was a letter or email that came out, Scott, that she might have sent to you, that did a lot more detail than what they were able to go into tonight. Can you forward that to the rest of us?
Yeah, when November,
She said
right?
November of 23, November 16th, I think she said.
Excuse me, is there anybody in the board that wants to be the point person for our person contact to ask the more detailed questions?
Yeah, I'll set something up with you, Greg and Kathy.
Okay.
I have 11/16, I don't know what 1/1 was when they started, when some county specialist, she didn't say who, was put on the account.
That's what, I only got like 5 or 6 emails from her, so I do my history of all, so.
I'm sure she said it was November 16.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Yeah, I thought she said there was a letter from a Nick, somebody named Nick. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, I attached it to the email I sent Scott, so the email came from me, Kay Sayanoff, WLCO, addressed to Scott. It was Thursday, November 16th of 2023, 11:18 a.m., and it is a 2-page attached letter that Nick just wrote up about what we do to configure and begin this new accounting program, and about this A200 account revelation.
Scott, if you need a copy of that, we can resend it if that's convenient for you.
I'm sure it's on, if I need it, I'll get a hold of you. I'm sure it's on my email.
Okay, if only if it's, yeah, of course.
You got anything else, Ed?
No, I'm good.
Linda?
Well, I don't know if you want to answer this tonight, but I think that by the next board meeting, we should have an understanding of when we're going to start seeing reports, like how far along Rand is coming with getting the other, the months closed, so that we have some understanding. And hopefully, it's by the next board meeting, because we're already in August.
Can I ask when your next board meeting is?
August 13th.
She's in the, Miranda's in the process right now. They closed out January. She had payroll today and yesterday. She's trying to get them all done before the board meeting. So you have the reports, so everything you'll have. The only thing we won't have is a revenue report, because they're working on that still. But hopefully, she'll have, at least up to July, hopefully she'll have, July still. It's just time frame.
And not just the supervisor's report, right? You're talking a revenue and expenditure
Yeah,
report
that's
to
what-
be able to look at.
That's what they're trying to, that's what they're working on. Steve? Jeff? No. Okay. Kathy, you got any questions? Kathy Bennett?
No, not right now.
All right. Okay then, is there a motion to close this meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. This meeting is closed. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks, Kathy and Greg and Kathy Bennett.